Hello everyone, welcome to another Yuno learning video. Today, we are going to discuss how to write a thesis statement in IELTS Writing Task 2. First, let's all understand what is a thesis statement. In IELTS Writing Task 2, you get an essay to write. A thesis statement is contained in the first paragraph, which is also called the introduction of your essay. In simpler words, a thesis statement is an idea that you put forward for consideration, especially one to be discussed or analyzed in your essay. In addition, a thesis statement is the most important sentence of your essay, which is your writing task to answer. The thesis statement is contained in the introduction, like I explained earlier, along with the paraphrase of the question statement. To write a thesis statement, it is important to focus on these 3 points. First, what a thesis statement is. A thesis statement is your main idea. It is simply the way you feel about the whole issue in one sentence. Your thesis statement tells the examiner that you have understood the question and it leads to a more coherent essay. For this, you really need to identify the type of question that you have as part of your IELTS Writing Task 2. In your IELTS Writing Task 2, you can have different types of questions, which we're going to discuss in today's video as well. And also, a thesis statement changes according to the type of question that you have in your exam. Now, before we move ahead, there are certain steps that you're required to follow before you write a thesis statement. First of all, identify which type of question it is. It is highly important to read the question and understand the instruction properly. The first step in any essay question would be to generate content. Please give yourself at least 3 to 4 minutes to generate content and brainstorm. Then write your thesis statement according to the instruction. Now let's understand with the help of an example. The question says, there is a good deal of evidence that increasing car use is contributing to global warming and having other undesirable effects on people's health and well-being. Do you agree or disagree? The question instruction clearly has asked your opinion by mentioning, do you agree or disagree? Therefore, we need to tell the examiner clearly whether we agree or disagree, and this will influence our thesis statement. Before we move ahead onto the thesis statement, let us also know that in the introduction, which is the first paragraph of your essay solution, you also have the paraphrase of question statement, which in this question is, there is a good deal of evidence that increasing car use is contributing to global warming and having other undesirable effects on people's health and well-being. Now, because you need to tell in the thesis statement if you agree or disagree with this, your thesis statement is, I completely concur with the given statement because emission of hazardous gases can have a detrimental effect on individuals' health and it impacts our environment in an adverse form like global warming. In your thesis statement, use words like I agree, I concur, I believe, etc. because It makes your essay more coherent and it clearly gives your opinion. This statement, which you have as your thesis, clearly shows your opinion. In your IELTS Writing Task 2, you can have different types of essay questions. Let's understand these types of essay questions. The first one, which is your opinion question, which we just discussed, in which you are advised to give your opinion. The question might feature words like, do you agree or disagree? The one we just discussed. The second type of essay question is discussion essay, in which you discuss both points of view which are given in the question. You have advantages and disadvantages essay, where you give pros and cons of a given statement. Then you also have problem and solution essay, where you provide solutions to a problem. And the last is a direct question essay, in which the statement itself asks a question. Now note down that the thesis statement varies according to the type of question and instruction you have in your IELTS Writing Task 2. Let's understand with another question, which says, some people think that parents should teach children how to be good members of society. Others believe that school is the best place to learn this. Discuss both these views and give your opinion. As the instruction clearly mentions, discuss both these views, which means that in your thesis statement, you're going to discuss both the views and you will also share your opinion, because the instruction says, and give your opinion. After paraphrasing the question statement comes the thesis statement, which will be something like, some argue that teachers should teach youngsters how to be upstanding members of the community, whereas others feel this is the role of the mother and father. In my opinion, this duty should be filled primarily by parents, as they are juveniles' first teacher. In the thesis statement, we have discussed both the views and we have also shared our opinion. Remember, do not use the same words or copy the same vocabulary as given in the question. You can lose bands in lexical ability, which is your vocabulary. Use synonyms or words that mean the same to change some of the original words given in the question, like we just did here for youngsters and juveniles, for children, and mother and father for parents. Let's take up another example to have a more clear vision. This example is of advantage and disadvantage essay question. Computers are being used more and more in education. Discuss the advantages and disadvantages. Here, you would discuss both the advantages and disadvantages of computers being used more and more in education. The principal benefits are the amount of information instantly available to students and the ability to communicate with other students. The main cons are the lack of discipline and motivation provided by computers. So here, the thesis statement clearly mentions the benefits and disadvantage of computers being used in education. Let's take up the last example for today, which is the solution essay. Students are becoming more and more reliant on computers. What is a problem associated with reliance on computers, and what is a possible solution? Now here the instruction only says mention the problem and a possible solution. So you must mention both the problem and provide one solution in your thesis statement. Let's read the thesis statement. The principal problem is students allowing machines to do all the work for them without thinking for themselves, and a possible solution is to have stricter supervision from teachers and parents. So I think the thesis statement has both a problem and the solution to this problem. Hope you all understood how to write a thesis statement in IELTS Writing Task 2 and how important it is to clearly mention the thesis statement in an essay solution to achieve the desired band score. For more personalized live classes for IELTS at affordable prices, you can log on to www.yunolearning.com. You can also register for an online English speaking courses for working professional, teenagers, kids, and homemakers. Thank you.